Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Some of my students asked me how to differentiate the can in "Can you speak Chinese?" and the can in "Can I sit here?" Although in English both cans are the same. In Chinese, one is neng, one is hui. So today we're going to solve that question to explain how to differentiate these two. And some other of my students asked me, what's the difference between I would like something or I would like to do something and I like something and I like doing something? For example, if I want to ask, would you like something to drink? Should I use 喜欢, 想, or 想要? Do you know the answers? If yes, then that's great. Please leave your comments below to share your thoughts about those language points. If you are not positive yet, don't worry. Let's jump into class together and to have a thorough understanding of those language points. If you think the class is helpful for you, please subscribe it, smash that like button, and leave your comments below. That's going to be very helpful for me. And in terms of grammar, today we're going to learn pronouns, which means, for example, my, your, his, or her, etc. And also questions that ends with the ma at the end. So that is the majority type of questions in Chinese. And the most important and the most fundamental is the third part, the order of sentences in Chinese. So should I say time first or verb first or place first? So this part is going to solve that problem. This is very important. Let's jump into the class. The first point is can. There are two example sentences. One is, can you speak Chinese? The second one is, can I sit here? So although in English, they share the same can. However, in the first sentence, we need to use hui as can. Second, we need to use neng as the can. Then what's the difference? So let's have a look at the first can, which is hui. Hui means you have the certain ability of doing something or be capable of doing something or to have the capability of doing something. For example, I can speak Chinese, I can swim, I can drive. Those are your capabilities or your abilities or your skills. So to describe those skills or capabilities, we use hui as the can here. So let's have a look at the formula of how to use the can in Chinese. It starts with the subject. Subject plus hui plus verb, and then ends with an object. And that is the order of a statement. For example, I can speak Chinese. In Chinese is 我 means I, 会 can, 说 to speak, 汉语 Chinese. So 我会说汉语. I can speak Chinese. So the order of saying the sentences with the hui is exactly same as in English. Second example is about negative, which means cannot or can't do something. Very simple. You just need to add a 不, which is a negative word in front of 会. 不会 just means cannot do something. So, first sentence, 我不会开车. 开车 means to drive. 车 means vehicles or cars, and 开车 means to drive. So, 我不会开车 means I can't drive. Very easy, right? So now, let's try to ask questions with can. For example, can you speak Chinese? Can you drive? What do you think? How to ask the questions? Last time we learned how to ask a question with a question qualifier like what. For example, what is this? What is that? If you are not familiar with it, please refer to the link below and to review how to ask questions with the question qualifiers like what, when, who, etc. And today the question becomes, can you speak Chinese? Or can you drive? There's no question qualifiers here. So in this case, let's follow this formula. A statement plus ma, and it ends with ma, and then question mark. There are two key factors when you use this formula to ask a question. Factor number one is there is no question qualifiers, which are what, when, who, which, how, etc. Second is this type of question can only be answered with either yes or no. So now can you ask, can you speak Chinese? Let's have a look. 你会说汉语吗？你会说汉语吗？ Can you speak Chinese? 你会说汉语 is the statement here. You can speak Chinese. When you add ma at the end, that automatically turns this statement into a question. Can you speak Chinese? And to answer this question, you can either answer yes or no. If it's yes, 会. If it's no, 不会. Very easy, right? So, have a try how to say, can you drive? 你会开车吗？你会开车吗？ Let's learn a new vocabulary here. 做中国菜. 做 means to do or to make. 中国菜. 中国 China or Chinese. 菜 means dishes. So 中国菜 means Chinese dishes or Chinese cuisines. So today I'm going to give you a small homework, which is today's homework number 1 is to let you ask, can you cook Chinese cuisines or can you cook Chinese dishes? You can answer this question in the comments below and I will review every of your sentence. Don't be afraid if you make some mistakes, that's where you can learn. Okay, then now let's move on to the second can, which is neng. Neng, it means to be allowed to do something or without any restrictions of doing something. The formula is very similar with 会. It's still subject plus neng or 不能 as an active plus verb plus object. So first example is 我不能开车. I can't drive. And then what's the difference between 我不会开车? In English, it's also I can't drive, right? So we need to differentiate these two sentences in the different contexts. The first, 我不能开车. It means although I have the capability of driving, I know how to drive. However, under certain because of certain reasons, I can't drive. For example, I drank alcohol, so I can't drive. Or I didn't bring my license with me, so I can't drive. And the second one, 我不会开车, literally just means I don't have the capabilities of driving. I've never learned how to drive. I don't know how to drive. I can't drive. So that's the difference of 会 and 能 or 不会 and 不能. Today's second homework is let you make your own sentence with 能 or 不能. Please leave your comments below with your homework and I will review every of your sentence and give my comments to help you improve. And now let's move on to differentiate 想, 想要 and 喜欢. First, we look at 想. 想 means to want to do something. Because of this to do something, in the formula here, there must be a verb. So the formula will be subject plus xiang plus verb plus object. So let's have a look at an example. 我想喝水。我爱想 means to want to do something. 喝 is the verb here, to drink. 水 water. So 我想喝水 just means I want to drink water. And the second example, 你想喝什么？什么 here is very familiar to you, right? It means what. And if you're not familiar about the question qualifier yet, please have a look at the link below and to review what is the question qualifiers, what, and how to ask questions with what. So we just mentioned that if the question itself can be answered with a yes or no, or in this question there is no question qualifiers like what, why, who, then we ask this question ending with a ma. However, if we want to ask a question with question qualifiers like what, then we must not use ma at the end. So, 你想喝什么 just means what do you want to drink? And it can also be translated into what would you like to drink, right? So would like equals to want to do something. So just to reinforce about the order of asking questions with the question qualifiers, since there's no ma, so in English, if you want to ask what would you like to drink, this what comes first, right? However, in Chinese, even though you're asking a question, it comes with a statement order. So this what actually plays a role of the object here, what. So in the Chinese order, the way of asking question would be, you want to drink what? That means, 你想喝什么? What would you like to drink? Okay, let's do a quick listening practice. 你想喝什么？我想喝酒。One more time. 你想喝什么？我想喝酒。酒 means alcohol. So I was asking, what would you like to drink? The answer is, I would like to drink some wine. Okay, now let's make the sentence a little bit more complicated by adding time. Time in the sentence can go at the very beginning or right after the subject. So it could be time plus subject or subject plus time plus xiang plus verb plus object. So for example, 周末. 周 means week. 末 means end. So 周末 means weekend. 周末你想做什么？想 want to do something or would like to do something. 做 means to do something. 什么 means what. So weekend, you want to do what? Just means what would you like to do or what do you want to do on the weekend? So the answer is 周末我想看电影。看 means to watch or to read or to see depending on the context. Here 电影 means movies. So 看电影 means to watch movies. 周末我想看电影。I want to watch movies on the weekend. Okay, now let's do a quick listening practice. 周末你想做什么？周末我想看书。One more time. 周末你想做什么？周末我想看书。Did you understand it? It means, what would you like to do on the weekend? On the weekend, I would like to read books. 看书 to read 书 books 看书 to read books. Now let's move on to 想要. The difference between 想 and 想要 is that 想 needs to be attached with a verb, while 想要 needs to be attached with a noun. And 想要 means would like something or want something. So it has to be attached with a noun directly. For example, let's have a look at the second example first. 你想要什么？什么 means what. So it means what would you like? What do you want? 我想要一瓶酒。As you can see, 一瓶酒 here must be a noun. What does that mean? 一 means one. 瓶 is a counting unit here. It's a counting unit of bottles. 酒, we mentioned, is alcohol. So that means I would like a bottle of alcohol. So let's get more familiar with this type of description. So we want to, if we want to count things in English, that's super easy. We just add es or s at the end to show its plural forms. For example, 2 books, we would just say 2 books and plus an s at the end. However, in Chinese, that's a little bit different. First, number comes first. For example, 1 is 一 counting unit. This is a new concept if you haven't learned Chinese before. It basically means like for every object, if you want to count it, there is a counting unit for that specific item. For example, for bottles, the counting unit is 瓶. So 一瓶酒 just means 1 bottle of alcohol. And next one, 一碗 碗 means ball, 米饭 rice. If you want to say 1 ball of rice, then that's 一碗米饭. That's the counting unit of ball. Next one, 一本书. We learned 书, it means book, right? And 本 is the counting unit of books. So 一本书 just means 1 book. And 个 means the counting unit of general stuff. For example, we can use 个 to count people. 一个人 means 1 person. 一个苹果 means 1 apple. So let's do a quick listening practice. 你想要什么？我想要一个苹果。One more time. 你想要什么？我想要一个苹果。Did you understand it? It means, what would you like? I would like to have an apple. One more. 你想要什么？我想要一瓶酒。你想要什么？我想要一瓶酒。It means, what would you like? I would like a bottle of alcohol. Next one. 你想要什么？我想要一碗米饭。你想要什么？我想要一碗米饭。What would you like? I would like a bowl of rice. Okay, now let's move on to 喜欢. 喜欢 means to like something or to like doing something. The formula is exactly the same as the formula for xiang and 想要, subject plus 喜欢 plus the verbs and plus object. So first question, what do you like? Have a guess how to ask this question in Chinese. 你喜欢什么 right? 你喜欢什么 You like what? That means what do you like? The answer, the first example is 我喜欢学汉语 I like 学 studying 汉语 Chinese. I like learning Chinese. What if the thing that you like is an object instead of a verb? Let's have a look at the second example answer. 我喜欢我的汉语书 I like my Chinese book. So my Chinese book here is an object. So you will just need to attach the whole object to 喜欢. Very easy, right? Let's have a look at this sentence. First, 汉语书. It could be Chinese books. It could be a Chinese book as well. But in Chinese, unless you are counting the object that you are talking about, for example, you're just emphasizing one book, then you will need to say 一本书. But just as a concept to be mentioned in your sentence, then you don't have to use either plural or singular form. You just say 我喜欢汉语书. It could be either I like Chinese books or I like a Chinese book. And 我的 here means mine. So let's have a look at the pronouns, how to express mine, your, his, or her. It's very easy to use pronouns in Chinese. It starts with subject and then plus a 的. So for example, 我的 means mine or mine. They're both 我的. 你的 means either your or yours. Same, 他的 means either his or hers. For example, 这本书是我的. One more time. 这本书是我的. This book is mine. 这 this 本 counting unit of book. 书 books. 是 is 我的 mine. 这本书是我的. This book is mine. Okay, next one. 这本书不是你的. Did you understand it? One more time. 这本书不是你的. 这 this 本 counting unit of book. 书 book. 不是 is not. 你的 yours. So it means this book is not yours. The third practice, 这本书是他的. Okay, last practice. 这本书是他的吗? 这本书是他的吗? As you have noticed, this question ends with a 吗, so it must be a question that can be answered with either yes or no, right? So that means, is this book his or hers? Is this book his or hers? 这本书是他的吗? Another of today's homework is to make a sentence with either 喜欢, 想, or 想要. You can leave your comments below and I will review it. and smash that like button. Thank you very much. See you next time.